All right, cyber traders, welcome on back here this Tuesday, Valentine's Day, of course, right? February 14th. Once again, happy Valentine's Day to all the ladies of our live trading room. We had Carol before, we had Barbara before, we had Belle before, Leda, Kathleen, and all of our ladies here. If I had missed out on you, I apologize, but great to see all of us here collectively, including the males. Ron here, loud and clear, at least representing the male side. But either way, folks, let's hop right into the thick of things here, right? We have the market kind of flat now, taking us into the afternoon, but BWV making a nice move back up and over my 176 line. You can see here on the screen. So, this could be a nice trade to work with going into the afternoon. On this one, coming off our Traders Talk workshop, this one ended up working out really well, from where we left off. I know I have a lot of lines on this chart, so pardon me there, but if you could focus on the price 162, coming off Traders Talk, our weekly workshop conducted in the Cyber Group room every Tuesday morning. Well, we ended up saying, what happens if this re-breaks above 162? What if it could afford us the chance to see it retest, re-break that level? So after seeing buying coming in there, mainly from the market open, was off because there was an iceberg that popped up after 8 o'clock there. So that's what kind of created that resistance. But once it re-broke over that level, it was shortly, really quickly after Traders Talk concluded, we had jumped in right off 162, and I still have some shares left from that price. I ended up taking part of my position out, half out at 180, 181, pretty much where it's trading at right now. Just earlier, I had another line at 180, and I thought it was going to give me a lot more trouble around that price. It kind of broke right above it and flew up much higher. So that's where I ended up holding on to the second half. And thankfully, I guess it's making the second win type of move to keep me alive on this trade. It was kind of slumping off a bit just a moment ago. So, at least from the morning, it was a great morning. And this was kind of the icing on the cake. This was more of a gift than anything. Normally you don't tend to take advantage of such an easy, simple run in like garbage time, late morning, early afternoon. So, hey, if it ends up snapping back towards 170, I'll pull the plug on the rest of my shares from 162 entry. But this is actually a pretty good sign, over 176 here. That was a pretty big level from earlier today as well. So let's just continue to see higher lows. I'll put this back on our list for right now, the BWV. All right. Now, really quick, little trivia, at least if you were joining us earlier inside the trading room. I was focused on this BWV earlier today. This, I was really intent on following going into the market open, like from pre-market. If you were in Traders Talk with me, what was the other stock I was pretty heavily invested in, or not like literally, but what was the stock I was vested in otherwise aside from BWV? It was this and one other stock. Ron saying Palantir, PLTR. He hits it. Absolutely. So Palantir coming off a Traders Talk, well, it ended up teetering around the opening print price right off of 857. The yellow line, I know I got a bunch of lines on this one too. So again, my apologies. But nevertheless, it ended up shaking off of that. Now, I ended up missing an opportunity on this trade myself because I was jumping in on the BWV at the time. Thankfully, that worked out, but call with one of our students, and we were watching this in the moment and nailed it. We just didn't jump in together. So it was right off 868 right here. Big buying level and very similar to like BWV and that price. The more times it needles its head off that level, more times that we see buying off that level, not only should it break that level, break above resistance, but that's where resistance gets flipped into. So this was so takeable here right off of the 868, 870. I was calling that out in the room. I was telling you that my student and I on a call were looking for that move to happen. I was just in on the BWV. So, Palantir for right now is still looking really strong. And going into the close, I mean, hey, on the way up towards 9, big level. It was a big buying level from pre-market as well. So, I would look for that to be a big resistance, at least for the time being. Probably see a false breakout at first there, if not multiple, and then perhaps the squeeze higher. So give it a little time. But yeah, BWV and Palantir both look really good going into the close. All right, I don't have lines on every stock, so you'll have to deal just bear with the regular chart going forward here. But let's go from top to bottom. Let's see what else we can get here. Otherwise, we got this cheapie here up big. I didn't really see it until now. AMST. It's actually making a really good squeeze right now from like 48 or 50 cents. More of a pre-market move, I reckon. I didn't really even see this until right now. My first look on the stock. Normally a cheapie like this, we don't put as much focus on, but I'll tell you, this thing's been having a pretty active day, to say the least. More of a pre-market move and more of a late morning bounce, and it's worked out extremely well so far from there. Uh, I'll come back to this if anything, but I'd rather focus on stocks over a buck. The nice trend here, but we'll see if there's anything looking better. All right, OCFT. Well, it's over $1. Just that the spread's looking a little wonky there. The order book as well. Just I feel like the spread will open up suddenly to like 5 or 8 cents. The chart looks great. I mean, it's moving up steadily. It's not really trading a whole lot of volume on the whole day. That's the concern on this one here. If anything, it's only trading about 400 plus thousand so far on the day. I mean, I guess that's more compared to its average, but yeah, I mean, just because it's at the highs doesn't mean we're going to put it on our list. So nice chart, but I wish the order book was a lot better. Just to go back, I mean, hey, again, BWV, all you need is like one of these and a PLTR. We don't need to build up a big list here. So, we'll take it kind of in stride, take things slowly. The Irene stock, I know Fausto had called this one out earlier today, and actually the order book filled in a little bit more on this one. A bit of an iceberg, actually, you could see on level 3 here at 267. So for about 13 plus thousand shares, that could be a big support level for the time being. I'll keep this on the side list, and I'm more inclined to put this on our main list than anything. So I'll definitely come back to this one by the end of it all. Just want to kind of cherry pick more, see if there's anything looking even better. Definitely not this thing, this FUSN. This thing chopped me up around this exact level 450 earlier. Jeez, that is a mess. So, yeah, I'm going to pass on this one for right now. Well-timed water break there as well. We'll keep it going. Now this is a good trade. DDL, and it was one from yesterday in the morning we had our eyes on. So to go back on this trade, it was a pre-market mover. It popped going into the open. It was kind of looking similar to one of these other ones that we were just looking at, like the OCFT, like kind of thin volume, grinding on up. Popped up higher, but came right back down. So pretty interesting, pretty surprising as well to see this run right back on up, right up towards 6. And for right now, this thing is looking really strong. I'll definitely put this on our main list, the DDL trade. The high of the day from yesterday was off of 616, if you're interested in that. All right. Well, again, we got Palantir on the way up towards 9. DBD here is one that Fausto had called out earlier today, too. It's kind of towards the end of the audio commentary we had, and it's still holding well. So that part I like. It does have good liquidity, so that obviously I care more about even. I'll just separate this from the DDL stock. My trader's dyslexia will probably trip those two up. DDL, DBD. SI, wow, this is looking really strong still. Nice display of higher lows still off of 1660, pushing back up and over 17 right now. You would assume resistance off of 1750, but you could see it right there on the ask, right off the high of the day. Big block order for about 15,000 shares right there. And it just melted through it like butter. All right, there we go. Blasted right over that at least. That was at 1738. You could see the print on the tape there. That order got broken through. All right. Now, this has been a really volatile stock of late. I don't have level 4 open, bookmap open for this one here, so my apologies on that. If anything, it looks like right around here seems to be a bit of a level. What, 1750, the low back from the 3rd, 1739, the close back from the 8th last week. Just generally that could be more of a, level to watch, but the more buying we see off of that, it should lead to a lift higher. So, the more it goes up, I would assume your next major iceberg level would be off of 18, if anything. Keep it to your whole number levels. All right, what else we got here in the meantime, folks? Now we have a good list. See, this is why we cherry pick. This is why we like to kind of go through the best ones and kind of say, we'll keep it on the side. We'll come back to it. Because again, another one that's looking pretty strong right now, one of the AI stocks, SOUN, this is pushing right back on up, making a pretty strong run here. And yeah, same with AI. This one tripped me up early this morning too, off that damn 2250. So we were expecting a much better run on this heading into the mid morning. We just didn't get it. And hey, there could still be time on this. The SOUN looks just a lot stronger. So I'll put this on our main list. I'll put the AI on our list. BBAI, I don't have a need. The other two just look way better. Don't force it on this. So, SOUN and AI will make the cut. If this one makes a much better pop later, I guess we'll focus on it then. All right, well, let's see what else we got here. Otherwise, we'll wrap up the gainer side. Here's a crypto stock for you. BKKT, not doing, well, it's doing something. It's up over 11%, right? I mean, it's having a good day. It's at the highs too. So that part you got to respect. It's just so slow. So I'll at least write it down on our side list, come back to it if we need to. MREO to wrap up, or maybe I saw MARA here as well, just to kind of look at MARA. Yeah, it's actually looking pretty strong now. I'm gonna yank my own leash as I say that, at least because these crypto stocks rarely ever make a clean squeeze up higher into the close, right? We've seen that historically over the many years. One day I'll eventually have some egg on my face, and it's a nice trend. So hopefully today's the day. Mara looking pretty strong. Give me a quick second here. Coinbase. Taking a look at that. We'll take a look at Riot, another crypto stock. All of them look kind of healthy moving up. Mara definitely looks the best in terms of just being at the highs, running up pretty well, up over 13.5%. That backed trade here too, BKKT. I guess if Mara is on the main list, I'll slip this one on as well. This one would probably be second best crypto stock. All right, I'll do that. Yeah, another one here. Last one, BITF. This one's not really looking too great. All right, let's hop over to the loser side right now, seeing if there's anything looking, better. I mean, markets are grinding on up right now, so see if there's any name brand down big off of earnings. MGNX, dropped off earlier today. Maybe later on it could be a short, but I'll pass here for the meantime. Geo, small dead cap bounce. I don't really see much else here on the loser side, folks. Really, I mean, you got the ETF cold dropping off. I mean, it's not a day trade, really. All right, I'll tell you, that's pretty much it, folks. That's all you got from me. SI is already on the list there, Wendy. It's looking pretty strong. So we had talked about that briefly a moment ago. Looking pretty good. Gonna pop on maybe this one stock, SOBR, Sober. It's not much of a pop. I mean, it's a nice daily chart. When you look at the daily chart, this thing's been running up really well since we first focused on it from the end of January. So ended up making a nice bounce. Maybe this could be a squeeze higher, but I'm not a fan of the volume per minute. It's not really trading a whole lot of volume right now. So, we'll keep this on the side list here. Write it down here on the side. All right, so BKKT made the main list. I got to scratch that off the side list there, this one. The IREN, not going anywhere, it seems. And then the OCFT, I'm pretty skeptical of this. There's no need for us to focus on this right now at this point. All right, folks. So I'll tell you, we got a really good list going into the close. I'm not just selling you on that. I mean, I love the Palantir trade still. I love the BWV trade still, and hell, between the SI, the Mara trade, the AI stocks. I mean, there's a bunch moving to work with going into the close. So I would start and stick with this list. There is literally no need to go anywhere else. There's level 1 stocks on here, level 3 or 4 stocks on here, level 5 if you're looking for a more volatile one. But nevertheless, there is no need to go outside this list. We just scanned the market for you for the last 15 minutes. With that in mind, though, for all of us inside the live trading room, we're going to post the picks right now. We'll tweet them out momentarily. But Rich will be on the mic going from 3 to 4 o'clock. I'll be in the chat all throughout the day going into the closing bell bell as well. For all of us on social media, Facebook Live, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, I appreciate your participation as always each and every day, each and every afternoon. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a quick email, josh@c2trading.com. Always like to post that here at the end of these streams. Then on top of that, if you're interested in joining our live trading room, continuing the audio commentary with us, whether it be today, tomorrow, or next week, just go right down to the link on the green banner below the stream right there to get yourself set up on a small week-long trial. Again, we do audio commentary all throughout the day from the morning into the close. So we look forward to seeing you there. All right, for all of us there right now, again, I look forward to talking to you folks coming up momentarily. Talk to you soon.